Hey, we're live. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. We have the full accompaniment of, I still don't approve of that shirt, but the full accompaniment of Total Spotfest here for the beginning of the second 300 run. That is Jamie Faulkner. With us returning, Austin Reddick. I am JJ. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Boys, how you been, man?
Sorry.
Yes, it is definitely
coming hot.
It's a yeet fest hopping up in total yeet fest.
I was surprised to take on that match when we get there.
I don't think
surprising take.
No,
Jamie with the hot take. What are we doing here?
No, No. If you've watched even one of these episodes, it's not going to be surprising to you. But if it's your first time here, it may be. But we want to welcome you if so. This is Total Spotfest. We do this every Wednesday. If you want to join us, hit that subscribe button down below. Give us a big thumbs up while you're down there and hit the bell to know when we go live. Boys, it's good to see you. Austin, it's good to see you back, man. I know you had a buddy in town last week, and you had some stuff going on. So
had a nice at-home vacation. Took the week off work. Had a friend come in. Drank too many beers. So many beers.
Are you out of your IPA yet?
I think I've got like 3 left. So my friend got in Tuesday afternoon and flew out Friday morning. And we killed most of the 30 of those 8% IPAs I had brewed, like 27 of them, plus a 30 rack of Coors Banquets, plus like a bottle and a half of Bullet Bourbon in about 2.5 days. And that doesn't even count beers and Shot Spot at the bar and at the concert we went to. So it was we put in some work. But yeah, great week. Did a lot of drinking. Saw some great country music. We played a lot of Magic the Gathering and watched a ton of Alf, which if you haven't caught the Alf in a while, it's a good show to watch when you're drunk. It's hilarious when you're drunk. And it's free.
Premise of that.
Like it's on that Samsung free TV or whatever that comes with the smart TV.
Okay.
There's just a channel that shows random Alf all day long. And so we watched a shitload of that. But yeah, did all that. Went did some wrestling at Triple L. Me and T2G took on Cody Devine and Logan Austin in a fun tag match where we did nothing but spam moves. So it was a great time. Yeah, and then got to come home and have a few days just relaxing at the house. So I am recharged and ready to talk some wrestling.
Well, fantastic.
There's a lot of good wrestling. And then there's some bad wrestling that we really need to talk about.
Yeah, some bad wrestling related stuff, That's a hell of a week. JB, can you compare to that? That's impressive right there.
I got nothing, guys. Like that. Yeah. No. I wish I was that. I have children in sports and shit like that. So
yeah, I have. Yeah. Work and home repairs, and I did get the joy of a Silk Song announcement. So there's that.
This is me not caring.
I know you don't give a shit,
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, Squatch. We are definitely gonna get to that.
Oh, put your pin in there. Put your pin in that.
We would not be a wrestling podcast if we did not.
Oh, we have a due diligence to meet, and part of that due diligence, I must say, is also us really getting to what everybody is dying to know. Who won our picks? Which, yes.
How bad did JJ lose? That's what everybody really wants to know.
I put a pin in that. I'll come back to that in a second. And yes, I did almost forget to put them out. It was Saturday, like, oh shit time. Then I finally sent out that. But we got the picks in. We didn't get any of the buy-in picks in time. Whatever. That's
the way to do it though, because there's so many on the card.
The buy-in. That stuff got announced last minute too.
Yeah. I'm thinking about, how about this? How about we put this out there? You guys, we'll take a simple majority vote between the 3 of us because
I've already brought this up before, saying I don't want the buy-in on there at all.
Yeah, I know you didn't. Do you want to remove the buy-in altogether?
Hell no.
I say if there are over 8 matches on the main card, yes. If there are 8 or less, then I want the buy-in.
Nah, buy-in no matter what.
Qualifier.
More matches means more chance for variation in picking matches, and the buy-in matches are usually the harder ones to pick. That's where the winning's done.
So do I?
I've lost many a time due to that.
Hold on. Am I the deciding vote then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good with it either way, but I like the qualification.
Then since I'm the one that puts it together, I'm going to say, hell no, I'll get whatever I can get at the time when I make it, and then I'll be as close as it comes.
Yeah, like if they get announced after the fact, we won't worry about them.
Yeah, if they get announced,
everything that's been announced, we should pick on.
If by the time when it goes out, everything that's been announced, it'll be out there. All right. So
Squash, I did not see it that way either. But fun fact, that's the only thing I didn't see. Yeah.
Hold that thought. All right. So we did not have the buy-in in there. First of all, what were you guys' overall thoughts of the pay-per-view of this Forbidden Door? I liked it. It wasn't my favorite Forbidden Door. Not even close.
Yeah, I thought it was much closer to the floor than their ceiling, but their floor is outstandingly high. So still a very good pay-per-view. But I think they're coming off like an all-time run of pay-per-views. You had to get one that was a little bit of a come down in there somewhere.
Yeah. And
but again, still very good.
My argument, Jamie, is an AEW pay-per-view, it was very good. As a Forbidden Door, it wasn't, because they're really... You had 3 people from other promotions.
Yeah, there was less talent that way, but I did like the fact that they were still able to continue storylines, because typically with Forbidden Door, it's always, hey, okay, hold on, time out. We're gonna have Forbidden Door matches. Oh, then back in. Now we're gonna continue our storyline. So I like how it kept everything going. The pay-per-view company puts on a good pay-per-view. We all know this. This is what they're known for, and that's what they're good at. Overall, would I say it's like an amazing thing? No. Did I say it sucked? It is not WWE level. No. It was very, very good.
Okay.
I think, like, I see Squash give it a B-. I think I'd give it more B+ ish. Because there's a couple of those matches. Holy shit. That's all I got.
Well, there was one match that, and you boys did a mostly good job of trying not to spoil things, okay? You also, and Jamie said he was going to do this, and I'm sitting there at work, and they're sending all these, like, stupid texts that I know mean absolutely nothing, right? Braun Strowman all elite and all this bullshit, James Ellsworth, guy of graphic. Like, all right, guys. I was running on the busiest. So, like, literally, I was in the middle of like 2 car deals at once, and you guys are just blowing up my phone, and I'm like, motherfucker. But you did let slip a little bit, a few things, and one of them is unsurprising. There was a technical a wrestling match.
I didn't say anything other than I'm rock hard right now.
Yeah, nothing got spoiled. We just said that the match was happening.
Which is all that I needed to know, But no, Zack Sabre Jr., Nigel McGuinness there. Was it everything you had hoped for, and then some, Jamie?
I mean, I have to give Austin all the flowers here, because he put it very well. You had ZSJ versus Nigel with Bryan Danielson on commentary. Like, yeah, that's all you need. And the fact that it was British, and oh man, yes, I could watch that match 100 times and not get sick of it.
And just something about the crowd inside the O2, so much of a better crowd than at Wembley in the outside, right? Encapsulate that Britishness inside of a building. And I love how they had the whole, because they had the big arena thing, which WWE's been doing for some bigger events, right? Where they have people behind the stage and the floor stage kind of entrance thing, which looks so cool, right? It's a real good effect. Most of the night, we got everything. Everybody matched up on everything. Everybody picked Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. won. TNT Championship, Kyle Fletcher. We all picked him. He won, right? The Edge and Christian reunion tour, or what they're calling themselves now, CNC. Thoughts on CNC?
Music Factory? I
mean, everybody dance now.
100% what came to my brain. I'm just like, bro. But against Luchasaurus, Kill Switchosaurus, whatever, and Kip Sabian. We all picked Cope and Christian. They won. We all picked Mercedes Moné to defend in the truly openest of door matches in the 4-way. She did. And we all we picked the championship correct, but we all picked as well FTR. Every one of us picked FTR to win the World Tag Team titles, and they did not. Were you surprised with Brodito, either of you? Because I was.
I was surprised by them winning. Not sad about it. Brodito rules. It's weird, though, when you have a match where everyone's expecting one result, which was FT going over, and then the finish gets super wonky. It leaves you wondering if that was the planned finish or not, and not in a good way where you're not sure it's like part of a work. Like, that just looked kind of off. But, I mean, the match up until then was phenomenal.
That match was so good. I would consider it a Bob Ross type thing. It was a happy accident that happened. Okay. And we just made it into a tree, and the tree is Brodito as tag champs. I was really excited about it.
I mean, I think they were supposed to win, though. Like, I don't think it was a mess up. They just didn't execute the finish right, but I think they were supposed to win.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like it wasn't. The result wasn't necessarily incorrect, and they rolled with it. It just felt a little awkward. Okay, put a pin in this match. We're going to come back to it in a second because there was a couple matches where we differed. Okay, the women's world championship is one of them, and by we I mean Austin. Because everybody picked Toni Storm, and Austin, please explain to us how you had Athena legitimately on your pick card for winning the world title. Is that more of what you wanted to see happen? Is that what they
it's what should have happened.
Okay, all right.
It's what should have happened.
All right.
Yeah, but last time Toni lost her title was in London. Are you really gonna have her lose twice there?
Yeah. You gave them Nigel McGuinness or Zack Sabre Jr. You can rip whatever else you want away.
I mean, that's fair.
It's what they should have done, and that was my least confident pick. I was unsure Athena was actually going to win it, but I trusted that they would do the right thing. They did not. Where do you go with Toni Storm from here? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who else you have put her against. I mean, you did have, because you had a little bleed out moment in the women's division with Thekla and Queen Amanada, who were in the buy-in in like a 4-person or 8-person tag match, right? So they bleed out. Apparently, they've been fighting each other behind the scenes for 2 hours, which I mean, I love that whole story.
That was a nice touch. I enjoyed that.
like literally, they left that match fighting, and then we see them 2 hours later still fighting. Like, that's impressive. Okay, that's some cardio right there. But they bleed out. And to be answered, because out comes the rest of, Thekla's hot goth chicks, right? And to be answered by a returning to the right amount of pop and the right type of return, as opposed to the last time they did it in London, Jamie Hayter, right? So you got that, but you got Jamie and Thekla going into a thing. You've got Mercedes ignoring and continuing on TBS stuff. I don't know what you do with Toni other than nothing.
That's the problem. And like, Squatch is not wrong. Like, Toni's still one of the best things in wrestling
right now.
And I don't think anyone's sick of Toni as champ.
I don't believe so, Squatch.
I think we are getting dangerously close to when we're gonna get tired of seeing Toni as champ, because what else interesting are you going to do? Toni Storm will continue to be interesting, which is why she doesn't necessarily need the title. But you did Mercedes, you did Athena. Those were kind of your bigger people that were built up. You don't have anyone else built up, which means we're likely a few months of just kind of meaningless feuds with Toni until we get back to some substantial. This seemed like the time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying in there, but I mean, Toni, I will correct you 100%. Toni is the best thing in wrestling right now, hands down. I think she's bigger than Hanger. I think she's meant more to the company than anybody most recently. I think Hanger is finally up to that level, but
true.
She has a way to reinvent herself and make herself interesting with everything. Like she can just tweak herself just a little bit, just to make it just a little bit different than what it was, and everybody loves it. Is the play going to be Mina turning her back on her too? You know, that sounds very logical. Is it somebody returning? Please God, not Britt Baker. Which, by the way, have you seen pictures of her lately and stuff? Like she is like scary skinny.
She's got yeah.
Doesn't look like a wrestler anymore. Does not look like a wrestler anymore. But I don't know. I agree. Like, what do you do next? I really don't know. I have zero clue.
And I don't think it's anybody's. Nobody's sick of her as champ. It's just the whole point that I think Austin was trying to make there, and Jamie was hinting at as well, is that it's not that her not being champ is the problem. It's that what do you do with her as champ, right? Because you don't have anybody to go against her. So I say you do nothing with her as champ. And when I say nothing, I mean there is no feud. You have Toni Storm for Toni Storm value. Toni Storm's on commentary for random stuff. Toni Storm's not wrestling for the next month sort of thing, right? But she's on every show, and she comes out, and she's doing interviews. She's backstage messing with Renee because that's freaking gold, right? You know? And unfortunately, that's what you do because you don't have anything else in the hopper.
But again, that's why they should have put the title on Athena, because when you have nothing else but entertaining Toni Storm, that belt's just parked somewhere as a decoration on a super entertaining character that doesn't need it.
You're not wrong.
We'll have a tournament. That's exactly what they're going to do.
An 8-woman tournament.
Like, unfortunately, we are still a few months out, but if they did a women's Continental Classic where Toni puts the belt on the line and competes in the tournament, that'd be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
But that means we're likely just a few months of just kind of random challengers. And we had gotten to such a good point with the women's division where there were good stories.
Same.
And that's the downside of Toni as champ to me, is I don't know what other good stories you have, because she's kind of beaten the two biggest threats and you have nobody else built up. Not even the two biggest threats. She beat Megan Bayne earlier this year too.
Yeah.
Like,
I think realistically, the story that I want to see, because if you really think about it, it makes the most sense. It's Jamie Hayter. But that requires a turn of some sort from somebody, and Tony's too hot to turn. And you just entered in a returning Hayter into a whole thing with Thekla, right? So neither of them are going to be coming towards near that title anytime soon. I don't know what
the time, dude. Maybe it's that
and if
time,
you
finally.
Maybe it's Willow. Maybe it's the Willow Nightingale getting hers story. It's not about a feud with Tony. Yeah. It's not about Tony. It's about Willow getting hers.
I do not think Willow works at all as a heel.
I'm not talking about a heel. That's the whole point. It's not about a feud with Tony. It's about her getting a belt. Doesn't matter who it is. I don't know. What else do you do? That's the thing. What do you do? What do you do?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what do you do?
We're trying to fancy book this, and there's no good answers. It's like, fuck me.
The easiest way to do it is with the tournament. I hate to say it, because then that can set up the face versus face. Like, I think that's the only thing. And then you could build somebody up in that, like some unlikely person, or a new free agent out of Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. She might be the cutest in the world too.
You know what we're probably gonna get, and I'm putting on the Mark Stradamus hat right now. Ooh. You know where this is probably going?
Hold on. Okay, go.
I would not be surprised if Mercedes doesn't take the title off her at All Out.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They run it back.
You're not wrong.
Like, they did the 9-belt celebration tonight. We'll get to Dynamite, but they did, like, they're still harping in the chat, the belts, and the fact that she hasn't won the women's,
and she wants,
and you have nothing else up.
And she wants to do.
I could see it being something where they're like, "Hey, All In was not the time. Tony was in, like big match for Tony and all that. Let's put Tony over. Let's just give it to Mercedes down the line." Like, I would not be surprised if at All Out Mercedes won that title.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
But even then, like,
she's wearing on me in a good way.
Mercedes has already beaten everyone else, so you're kind of then back in the same spot.
But you've got and it's the weird thing about the women's division. You have a plethora of faces.
Yes, you at least can run some stuff back.
And then you have things like, I mean, even Athena works on that. You've kind of put a groundwork for Athena in there. You got Jamie Hayter. You've got Tony can run back. Chris Statlander. Willow, the most likely, yeah.
I like it.
So
I think that makes the most sense.
Because of this, though, back to the pay-per-view again. So Austin was out on this one, missed that. Oh, by the way, we were not wrong. Kazuchika Okada, Swerve Strickland, straight fire. So good.
Oh, absolutely.
So
it was exactly
Shocker.
as good as you knew it was going to be.
100% as good as it would be. And then you had the World Championship match as well. We all picked Hangman to retain, and he did. Okay. This was a lot. I don't know why, but this was a lot better than what my perception was going into it. I thought it was going to be good. It was really good. Like, really good.
This was AEW doing the best version of what WWE does all the time, to me. And I don't mean that to take a shot at WWE. I just mean like the style that they booked their main events. Like this was a very, very good version of that.
Right.
Yep. I wish I could add something cool. He just knocked out of the park. Well said.
Both men playing to their strong suits, and yeah. So the last match, lights out, steel cage match. Okay, you had Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Darby fucking Allin, and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus the Death Riders.
Needless Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, that man's got zero cartilage, but by God, it's the ace. And it's his last time wrestling in Britain, in the UK, excuse me, not Britain, in the UK. Going against Death Riders, Young Bucks, who had their original entrance music. And when I say original, I mean original entrance music. Like when they very first started wrestling as children. Mbop. Oh my God, that was fantastic.
So good. When they came out to Mbop, I popped so hard.
I love the running bit with AEW for like the pay-per-views. There's always one random song to get the rights to just to pop everybody. It's so good.
It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. What do you guys think about Kenny returning to just have the best bout machine? He didn't pull out his Final Fantasy music.
The Final Fantasy is a single song. It can't be a part of anything like that because it's so grand.
That should be championship matches only. And even then, like Battle Cry is still just a better song.
I love it. Just I feel like that just feels like Kenny Omega. And I understand, and I know. And there's a Final Fantasy connection. And yes, it has that epicness to him, especially when he has the big entrance coming. I get it. It's not as good a song as this. Okay. And this was AEW's fourth iteration of a cage. I'm including the War Games. Blood and Guts cage in this. Their first cage was kind of a little bit oversized, but still somewhat normal. And then they have a normal size steel cage they use primarily. You have the Blood and Guts cage. Now we have the entire ring area caged in. I liked it.
They opened Forbidden Door and brought in the New Japan cage. Although this one was a little bit better built, but
true.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I liked it. I was like, that's how you do 10 people in a cage. Okay, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, you can't have Tanahashi just like laying there like in a corner like for 85 minutes of a match.
Oh boy, they worked that so well.
This match to me reminded me of if when you were a child, you were like me, you had all your wrestling figures. I didn't have a steel cage, but this seemed like someone with just all their favorite figures just doing a random bullshit, just wild match, sitting in their bedroom with their plastic ring and their toys in the best possible way. Like this was just ridiculous.
I mean, stupid stuff.
What
Everybody's
do you
doing
think about the ear spot?
Okay,
I was thinking about that ear spot.
I was gonna do a segue into that because everybody doing their best things, which includes Jon Moxley, literally making me put my hand over the TV. Like, I don't usually get grossed out by shit, but that just, I don't know. I was just like, oh.
Mox might be the best hardcore wrestler of all time because of how often he does something that makes, like with Hanger with the Fork and All In. Like, how often there's a spot in there where you are legitimately disgusted a little bit, but still entertained. And that's what I loved about this spot. It wasn't a high spot. It was just gory and graphic in a way that works for pro wrestling in very limited doses. But it was perfect for this match.
It reminded me of back in the day when Randy Orton like pulled the plugs out of Jeff Hardy's ears and then snapped, his ear. It was just like, for some reason. I mean, Jamie, you're the horror movie aficionado here. What did you think of it?
I loved it. I mean, as soon as I saw it happen, I'm like, oh, that's so great. It's like one of those things like, it's like, oh, so great. Yeah, no, I loved it. I loved every last ounce of this match. That particularly, the crazy ass spot off the top where Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd decided they wanted to go through 4 tables or three tables.
Should have been a Spanish fly, but I digress.
Yeah, whatever. But dude, this match had everything. I enjoyed the shit out of this match, and
I think the best part is that
got me the win.
The cage was just there as part of the setting to be used. Like,
right.
There was escaping the cage didn't matter. Yeah, brawl outside. Like, this is just another thing to beat someone's ass with or assault them with. It was AEW is so good at these just like multi-man ridiculous hardcore matches.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And of course, Will Ospreay. So the winner was the good guys. Tanahashi gets the pinfall, right? It's final time in England.
That's the way you do it. I was beyond happy about that.
Same. I'm like, because it's like you're doing a send-off, do a send-off right? So with that being said, there are 2 of us who did not pick the good guys to win, and that would be Megan and Austin Reddick. Austin is officially out of it, at this point here. No chance, right? Which means
this one was a toss-up for me.
Tanahashi's last. Okay, I thought it was obvious. Like you're gonna Will Ospreay on his last match before he goes on medical leave, and Tanahashi in his last match ever in England. Come on.
My like I said, this was a coin flip for me. Like I could have seen it going either way because the result doesn't really matter. My line of thinking is we're still building to Mox and Darby one-on-one, and Darby's got to beat Mox. So I figured Mox beating Darby here along the way made sense, but was not dissatisfied at all with what we got out of this.
Yeah. It was good. And of course you have the beat down of Will Ospreay in front of the hometown crowd afterwards, right? To give him the send off for the his prolonged, rehab and whatever he's doing. So all that good stuff. Which leads us to one last question, which is where I want to pull that pen out, because during the tag team match, the question was asked for our bonus question, because this is where we're coming down to, okay? It's very close. We have, it's the FTR, which everybody missed, but we're getting down to this right here. And, where are we going with this? Matt is in contention, I am in contention, and Jamie is in contention, okay? So what do we do? The question is, was MJF going to interfere and cost the Hurt Syndicate their tag team titles? Okay? Yes, no. Very simple yes, no. Now, Megan, who's because of her other loss, was already basically out of it. She also chose yes. I chose yes. Everybody else, Matt, Austin, Jamie, chose no. And I just want to say, the men that were sent out to do the interfering were definitely sent by MJF.
Can you prove it?
I will be able to prove
Definitely
it.
after Wednesday, you can't.
I
definitely
will,
can't after Wednesday.
I will soon enough be able to prove it. No. The proof is in the pudding. It's coming. It's long-term storytelling. And when it happens, I'll be happy to put an asterisk here on Jamie's victory. Because Jamie, with this, did win. Although I should have won because technically, I think yes. My question was answered.
Yeah, MJF did not interfere.
MJF did not appear.
MJF sent people to interfere. It's all a matter of perspective. Okay, it's all a matter of perspective. All right.
Is this mine again? Is this mine?
You never gave that to your daughter, is what I'm assuming.
Oh no, she did actually was able to hold it for a couple days, but no, this beautiful thing is back where it belongs, and. I just got a few words before we get on to everything else, and by some prestigious people, Austin Reddick, Megan, and of course
I muted him like 20 seconds ago too. By the way, this is gonna be fantastic. You're muted too, Austin. Unfortunately, no, you're really muted.
You better not have muted.
Oh, I absolutely muted you, 100%. You're now unmuted.
Yeah, you should just type out your whole promo in chat.
No,
I might as well type out the promo in chat because
I definitely
somebody can't take it that I just piss excellence, and I am the greatest of all time. It's funny. John Cena called me and goes, "Man, how do you win so much?" And I'm like, it's just hustle, loyalty, and respect of others, except for JJ. And that's what gets it for me every single time, And I just pride myself with my ability to understand the wrestling business and how pay-per-views are structured and work. And that's why I am literally the most winningest pay-per-view champion of all time. And it's just great being on top.
Says the man who cherry picks his picks to make sure that he has the proper time to screw me over just in case.
What do you mean?
I know you do this. I know you look at the time and you make sure that your time
no. I swear to God, I never look at anybody's time before I enter it. So literally when I put my time in there and I checked everybody else's, I saw like 3 of us were within like 10 seconds of each other. I'm like,
6 seconds.
That's hilarious. Yeah, like it was hilarious.
Yes. See right there. Squash has got my back. What's up, Joe? By the way, how you doing, man?
See, humility, respect, except for JJ. See, he gets it. He gets it.
Oh, he's calling you out, is what he's saying. Yeah, you're double-edged sword here. I have so much respect, except for you. Yeah,
it's just what it's. It's like trying to be a 48-year-old quarterback and I'm just chasing a paycheck. Where could I go? Who will take me because. Yeah. Their next option is this complete trash.
I know. It's like
kind of how this is.
It's like a basketball school gets a little bit of money to make a minor stadium improvement, and they think that they're a top tier, program now, which is
$300 million. Is the most money ever donated.
Good for them. We got 500 mil from.
I cannot wrap my head around having $300 million in the first place, but to then have so much expendable money that I can take 300 hard-earned American dollars and donate it to the KU football program.
Of all things. Right. They brag about their $400 million entire stadium renovation. 1/4 of our end zone we're redoing, and it costs like $180 million more than that. Like 1/4 of our stadium, but that's okay. Well, you guys are cute with your little good story that you might be a team that could compete for a championship or something like that. Who knows, right?
Play each other this year, and if we win, you will never hear the fucking end of it.
I know. Kind of like I started to last year when we beat the shit out of you in basketball, Mr. Oh, we are basketball royalty and fuck you forever. And who won this past year?
Yeah.
Who did win?
I know.
Jamie?
I mean, we played.
Who?
Well, in fairness,
we played like shit. We played like
we
shit.
Deserve that
That's
loss.
not
we deserve that loss. Do you hear the words coming out of my fucking mouth? We deserve that loss. We played like shit.
I mean, and trust me, if we ever lose to Kansas in this state, yeah, we deserve that loss because that's unacceptable. That's like losing to, what? I'm trying to think of it. Sam Houston State or something. I don't know.
It's like me losing this belt to you, like that. Embarrassing.
Yeah. There. Fuck it. Yeah, whatever.
You can talk shit about Sam Houston State. That does not faze me at all because when I was there, we were still a FCS team, not an FBS team. And for a program that's only been in the FBS for like 4 years now, they ain't winning shit anytime soon, and I'm okay with that.
Which is why I knew I could get away with it because the receipts are there. He's like, yeah, he's about right.
Yeah. But they did win an FCS championship while I was there, and that was fun.
See, there you go. FCS schools can party, man.
Strong ties to my alma mater, so I don't really give a shit.
I got my uncle's a big booster for North Dakota State, big Bison fan, and they get down at FCS schools, man. They, a little smaller, intimate stuff. The good ones they're really good. Okay.
I will say this about Kansas $300 million. I guarantee you they are going to be on a buying spree next year in the transfer portal, and they are going to get some serious talent because no school has ever gotten $300 million donated to them like this. This is the first time ever. You could try to say that you have more money. That's false. This has never happened.
It's not false, but okay, whatever. Remember, we have the Walton family that went through Mizzou, okay?
Yeah, they donated $300 million.
Well, I mean, they built an arena. They've over the course of their lifetime. Yes, they've paid a lot more than $300 million.
No, just $300 million to spend on whatever. Fuck all. No one has. This is like ESPN said it, dude. Like you can't just be like, oh well, no, we're way more important. No, it's true.
Yeah,
just give Kansas just one piece.
You do have one piece. It's called basketball. That's your fucking piece.
I care.
That's basketball is your piece, and we beat you on that this year. You're not Alabama. You're not Ohio State. Settle down, okay?
I can't wait if we actually win. Oh my goodness!
You're not gonna
we should run out
you're not going to win.
We'll never hear the end.
No way.
Oh, you heard it here first. If Kansas wins against Missouri, JJ will never hear the end of it. Every single show up until next season, I will be bringing it up.
Let's see.
I think
we'll see what happens. All right, let's move on here. Okay,
it's slim, but there's a chance.
it is slim, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that was from Indoor. Next pay-per-view we got is All In.
All Out.
Checking. All out. Sorry, I didn't think about it. I was like, that's not right. No, it's one of the alls. It's all something or another. No, we got All Out Toronto, which the build began tonight for that, ladies and gentlemen. So, start the show off. Philadelphia residents at the 2300 arena, the old ECW arena, whatever the fuck they're calling it now. Okay, I love the setting. Love the setting, by the way.
It looks so good on TV.
What's up, Fletch? Welcome back. It began with FTR coming out, okay? Shooting a little promo on referee Paul Turner.
It's glorious.
Such a good FTR thing. And I just want to say a little side, okay? I love the little bits that Dax does, right? I know there was actually some microphone issues they had there at the beginning, but it made it feel like it was a work. And I just loved it, just, hey, is this on? This isn't on. Give me another one. This one isn't on. It's totally on, right? So he gets the first one back, and it's on. That's great. But shooting on him, tells him to reverse the decision, which brings out Adam Copeland and, by surprise attack, Christian, who go on to scare them out after a big, here come every security guard in from the extra lounge. And anyway, get them separated, and Cope says that they're on. It's official for All Out. Cope and Christian versus FTR. They get into this a little quick or nah?
You knew it was coming. Like, it's in Toronto. Like, this, you saw this coming months ago, so why waste your time? Just get right to it.
I don't really care if it was too soon. I want to talk about the fact that Christian got cheered when he's talking about a dead father, like we called last week or the week before. Like, with this, like, we knew the people were gonna start cheering the moment he does that same shtick, the same asshole shtick, and like people are like, yeah, like, oh, okay, you sickos, like yes.
I like how they start it. 2300 Arena. Thank you, Fletch. I like how he starts it. Cope tries to stop him, and then he says, "Yeah, fuck it, whatever." And he finishes it. It's... Okay.
Fletch, don't tempt me like that. Don't be teasing me like that.
You gotta tickle his fancies on it, you know.
I would say there is a non-zero chance, at least on a random Dynamite or something, we get a Brood reunion.
We've seen Gangrel several times.
Once,
couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you do that if you're putting Edge and Christian back together?
I mean, you have to.
It's not hard to make goth music. It sounds like the old entrance.
So, unless something happens in the next month here, it looks like it's not going to be for the tag team titles, more than likely. Okay. Just a blood feud. There's your Gangrel reference. Do you think that because they said this is going to be Copeland's helping him with his Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne problem, and he's helping him with his FTR problem. Is this the end of them, or are we continuing this ball rolling?
I think this ball is going to keep rolling for a while.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is the only interesting thing you have to do with Adam Copeland in AEW in 2025.
Yeah.
This has legs. What I would like to see, and I don't think this is likely, but the way Dax Harwood specifically likes to do a bunch of old school pro wrestling shit, like coming in demanding the ref reverses decision. That's classic old school wrestling shit.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a chance FTR picks up the tag titles before All Out and then pulls the old school heel. This match was booked before we had the title, so this is not a title match.
Oh, I love that.
And then you give Cope and Christian their big babyface win in Toronto, and you can keep that going for a little while. Probably still put the titles on them at some point in time, but even if you don't, like, that's just good old school heel work right there, and I would love to see it.
Okay.
I agree.
I don't think Nick Wayne's that, because they technically have not solved his Nick Wayne problem, because Nick Wayne was injured and not there.
Paused, right? It's just been paused.
Well, I mean, Fletch says Nick Wayne will cost them the match at All Out against FTR, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. 100% can see that.
I know, like, they threw that out there, like, we solved this problem. It's like I don't feel like closure of that. I mean,
yeah,
at all. So I don't know. That's a good piece there. I do think there is a little bit there to Nick Wayne costing them a match. I don't know if it'll be that FTR match. Maybe it'll be for their world championship title match at a later date when his foot is healed. So, you know, there's a couple different ways they can go about it, but I definitely think Nick Wayne will definitely rear his ugly head after we get the hug at All Out, because you know they're gonna hug, because that was the whole thing.
In their hometown. Yeah, that's a thing.
And they might pause for 5 seconds for
maybe that All Out September, a month later, end of October, we get a Halloween Dynamite, and it's Luchasaurus, Kip Sabian, and Nick Wayne against Edge and Christian Gangrel.
There you go.
I'd rather that be a Wrestle Dream when I'm in front row.
Yes,
that's just so good for a Halloween Dynamite.
Just do whatever, do all the good things just for Jamie's pleasure. That's what we're looking at here, Tony. That's the only thing that matters, apparently. So, What you will get probably at Wrestle Dream is a good big chunk of Darby Allin, because he's back in full force and he's cutting a weird artistic promo and, challenging Jon Moxley to a match at All Out. Okay. Which leads directly into Moxley's match with Daniel Garcia, who I don't know is angry, heel, face. It's one of those weird in-between situations with Garcia now. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I have no idea what's going on with Garcia. If either of you have an idea, please enlighten me.
Yeah, he cut a promo that was on Twitter about it. Basically, like, he made mistakes, whatever, and with everybody out, Ospreay out, and with Swerve out, who can stand up against the Death Riders, because Darby can't do it on his own, and this and that. Like, definitely setting up something for somebody else to, say, return. Maybe with a gas can. Hopefully. Probably.
Would not be sad about that. I was talking to my wife about Daniel Garcia during this. Daniel Garcia is super over and super interesting as the massive underdog babyface against the top talent. But the problem is he's forgettable in any other role. And I thoroughly enjoy Daniel Garcia. Like, I love the dancing bit. He's a great technical wrestler. But he's just like, you don't give a shit about him unless he's in that super underdog role. And you can only do that so many times without pulling the trigger on him. I think this was just, Mox has been having a run of just rad Dynamite matches with younger talent. And this was just the flavor of the week for that. I think we will get an Eddie Kingston return sooner rather than later to confront Mox and the Death Riders. I don't know if Daniel Garcia is going to be that involved in that.
Okay.
He's big part.
I hear you, and I don't know. The whole, like, after the match was the interesting part, because you got Garcia getting praise from Moxley, but being angry at the same time. And then you got Wheeler Yuta taking the mic to answer for Mox to tell Darby Allin no. Okay. Fine. Go to commercial. Come back. More Wheeler Yuta on the mic. Here's Wheeler back out there and talks about, because he's from Philly, and talks about how he's bled and broken bones in this arena and all this stuff, and these people, you don't ever like me, so this whole thing, right, and all that stuff. Talks about how they took out Will Ospreay and Chuck Taylor, and he took out the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. He's the killer of it all. Of course, to be answered by Hook.
They're in Philly. That's all I got.
Why? Why?
I especially don't appreciate them in the middle of this flashing the new Hook shirt up on the corner of my screen. It's like, stop trying to make Hook a thing.
Of course, it's orange, like his dad.
Low hanging fruit.
Nothing about Hook works at all.
Fletch turned off his TV. Good call, Fletch.
It was so bad, dude. It was just Yuta being greasy.
Well, that fits his character, though. I mean, I don't mind that. I don't mind Yuta, but Hook's got new Rat Pack-esque music, and it's
from 1996 by something Johansson. I saw it.
Well, it's not particularly good whenever it was from.
That's not good. What was good was MJF's little video vignette post-match from Forbidden Door, right? Oh, the man is so good. And builds it up and, gets to town and, he just digs into him. But then he takes a turn and makes it all about Briscoe, right? And he also let slip that apparently there's now a new stipulation that Tony Khan's put into him that he has to give at least 7 days notice on the sign-in.
That was announced at the post-show media thing. Tony Khan
was it?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they tied back. I didn't watch the pay-per-view until after I got home from work later on in the day, and so. Or I got home from my dad's house later on the day, so I just didn't watch the post show scrum.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you, David. I don't know if you saw it. First off, hi, David. He said it was announced on X that Taz will be inducted in the Hardcore Hall of Fame that is in the 2300 arena on Saturday during Collision.
Hell yeah! Well, I mean, that makes sense. That's awesome.
He deserves it.
Oh yeah.
Philly's people.
I kept poking at him too that even Taz was getting over in that building. Of course, nobody had the references like Athena did. We'll get to that in a second. Okay.
My own heart.
I think it's a good idea for MJF to kind of focus him back onto Briscoe, but even with the 7-day thing. It's lingering out there. I feel like there's a better use of that contract. I think having it be like a Money in the Bank situation is not the right call. I like this, just in general.
Yeah, like cash-ins have been done a million times. Like the Surprise the Champ beat him shortly. It's a cheap pop at this point. Like it's really not setting you up for anything big. So yeah, I love that you gotta give at least a week notice. You can't just show up and win the title. Like we've seen that too many times.
Yeah, it's played out. It's just it. Yeah. It was the Disney Plus, like all the streaming services. When they first came out, now it's all played out. It's like another streaming service. You know what I mean? Like I think that's probably the best reference I can give.
Yep. So. Women's match of the night, you had Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford versus Chris Statlander with Harley Cameron.
Yay.
Feeling the wrath. And Harley Cameron's just so gold. And I remember when she first came on the scene, we were so critical of her, Jamie, with her stupid rap and hitting on Anthony Bowens as part of whatever the hell.
That's great though.
Whatever QT
hitting,
was going on.
She sucked at wrestling, but she was funny. The
hitting on Bowens was great, but no, this was good fun. I feel like a lot of it has to do with Chris, of course, naturally. The way the ending of the match went for sure says that too. But I like this sort of because I am firm on the belief, and I'm sticking with it. I feel like Chris teaming up with Marina Shafir along with Wheeler Yuta in sort of a post-Death Rider thing is going to happen one day, and I'm for it. Because you can see the conflicting nature she has just with being Harley Cameron's partner, right? And some of the stuff that they did. So it was fine.
I almost feel like that would be fine, but if it's going to be still farther down the road, they've been doing this Chris Statlander's conflicted thing for way too long without her figuring any. Like, it just kind of makes her look dumb.
It's like one of those, like, chick flick movies from, like, the 90s where the girl has to pick between two guys, and, like, they're conflicted for 88 minutes of a 90-minute movie. We're in the 88th minute. Like,
yeah, but in this, instead of one movie, it's all 6 extended Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies together, where 88% of it she's choosing between two and can't make it. Like, it's just going on way too long.
Yeah. It's the 88th minute of a 5-movie series.
All right, we've been over the booking in the women's division. Okay, the fact that they're doing a storyline with her is progress from where we were a year and a half ago. So I'm taking my positivity here and going in that direction. And of course, out comes Willow after the match, to save make a save for Chris, but not. And there's confliction between the two of them, and they have all this. So anyway, yeah, they're just continuing rowing that boat.
Yeah, there's been conflict between the two of them for like a year now, and like they won't just get in the ring and resolve it.
They have multiple times,
but it didn't resolve because now it's just this weird like, are they still friends? Which okay,
yes,
yeah,
they need to find a better way to solutionize this.
Agreed. It's played.
You already mentioned Mercedes Moné had a little 9-belt title celebration, and she wants to get the 10th belt to, match, and she wants to get another one to pass Ultimo Dragon and do all that stuff. I think we had talked about this. We're talking about the pay-per-view. Obviously leading up to the women's title, right? Right.
Should be.
So
it was really weird that there wasn't someone coming out at the end of this, and it just kind of ended with her dancing in the ring, and that was just like it.
Yeah, I was expecting somebody to come out.
Yeah, it was here's a table with some balloons and belts, and Mercedes Moné is gonna dance, and we're gonna cut to commercial.
I think
we've seen enough wrestling to
know. We had 5 matches tonight, boys. Okay.
High watermark for them lately.
Yeah, it definitely was, right? Mark Briscoe has a promo in response. Hey, he had another baby. That man's fertile.
He's got 9 now.
I know. He's just like, how do you keep having, like, there's a surgery that could take care of this. You know this, right?
Well, you see, JJ, when a man loves a woman.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Mark Briscoe's pull-out game is weak. That's all there is to it. I feel it. I'm right there with you, Mark.
I wouldn't say you're right there with him because he's got 9.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he's got you doubled up and then some.
Yeah, for sure. And he talks about MJF a little bit, but then makes a quick diversion. He wants a TNT title shot while they're still in Philly at their residence against Kyle Fletcher. So that's still going on. Okay. All the wrestling was basically saved for the end of the show, more or less. So you had All-Star 8-man tag, which, fun fact, next week you have an All-Star 8-man tag on the card as well. I understand big tag team matches get a lot of your stars TV time. I don't like lather, rinse, repeat, though. So I'm just going to say that.
I don't mind them doing a 4-on-4 PWG style. Everyone get your shit in banger every week. Stop calling it an all-star 8-man tag because it's every week. Like, give it its own gimmick and name. Like, I would love that to become a running thing where there is just an 8-man tag every week, and guys backstage are like forming up teams, like not even long ones, just like, hey, we want to get it. Like, do the because they do the 4-ways, like $250,000 on the line. Make it a money thing every week, like $100,000 4-on-4. The team gets to split it, and just have guys like forming random teams for a week to go try and make an easy $25,000. Like, that's a fun weekly gimmick to do.
The big pot 8-man or whatever,
Tony Khan's $1 billion giveaway.
But we did get to see Hechicera on TV, and that's all that matters to me.
Right.
That's why I want them to keep doing these. Just call it something else because these always deliver.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you even need to give it a name. It's just an 8-man tag match. Let's go with whatever random.
We did miss something about the pay-per-view, guys.
What did we miss?
War Daddy. War Daddy's back.
Did we really miss that?
Yes, we did. I even put I didn't give you a spoiler, and at the time I'm like, I don't hate that.
I don't hate it in theory. In execution, I think we got a taste tonight of what that's going to be.
Yeah, he doesn't look like the War Daddy of old,
and like, if the Don Callis family didn't already have a dozen really good guys in it, it would make more sense. But he is not going to outshine like 5 or 6 other dudes in that group. Like, he's probably going to spend most of his time just wearing a suit and standing menacingly next to Don Callis. And if you just put him in a jean jacket, he's basically Lance Archer.
A smaller Lance Archer, and therein lies my problem. You bring an enforcer in who's not the most enforcing man on your roster. And if Brian Cage ever comes back into the fold on this, he's not even one of the top 2 enforcing.
You got Mark Davis too. Mark Davis is a big dude who's much better in the ring than Wardlow. And I like Wardlow. I'm not talking shit on Wardlow. Like, I'm glad he's back. It almost killed the return for me because I'm like, oh, he's just going to stand behind Don Callis for like the next 6 months doing largely nothing.
Yeah, I think it was just for tonight. So I am looking through this maybe with some rose-colored glasses because I'm like, when War Daddy was around, what did we always say? Don't let him talk.
Yeah.
He needs a mouthpiece. He needs to be a heel, and he needs to have a mouthpiece. Well, not only are we going to make him a heel, we're going to give him the best mouthpiece that AEW has to offer that's not Stokely Hathaway. I'm going to just die by that one. But I like it because now you have new layers within the Don Callis family that's going to start creating some cracks. Well, we started seeing some cracks tonight. We also saw a couple cracks on Sunday or Saturday. It was Saturday. No, Sunday at the pay-per-view because the G1 winner, Takeshita, boys turn face.
They're
calling it now.
They're telegraphing Takeshita's face turn.
I think before All Out. They were getting Takeshi and Okada at All Out.
Yeah, they've been
at minimum there. And I think if we do get Takeshi Okada at All Out, I'm calling now. I think Takeshi's gonna take that title.
He absolutely should.
I don't doubt that. I mean,
Jamie, I get what you're getting at with the layers of the Don Callis family and all that, but here's all you need to know about Low. There was an 8-man tag with 4 guys from the Don Callis family tonight. There is an 8-man tag with 4 guys, different guys from the Don Callis family next week, and Wardlow is not one of those 8 guys. He's last on the depth chart of the Don Callis family. They're going to roll out Mark Davis out of nowhere before they put Wardlow in there.
Trust me, he's going to be on Collision. He's going to have a match on Collision.
Nobody cares.
Somebody will. Heather
Nobody
will.
Cares.
She's this demographic.
Heather, do you care? Bring it in. Let's go. War Daddy aside, yes, you had Don Callis family versus Jet Speed and Brodito, right? And again, this is where if you weren't getting the hints before, they decided to make it very obvious that the whole Okada, who's not technically a part of the Don Callis family, by the way, because he didn't get introduced by Don Callis. He got introduced by Justin Roberts, right? Okada Takeshita is the thing that's going to happen. Okay.
That's a good one, Heather. He looks like Ward divorce lawyer now instead of Ward.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you. Yeah, so they're starting the dissension between the two of them, right? Family wins, and then you do get a Hangman promo, okay? He wishes Ospreay a speedy recovery, all this stuff. And out comes Don Callis again. And somebody from his family, not named Wardlow, is going to be taking that title off of you. And out come 4 henchmen who are not Wardlow, by the way. And one of them just finished a match to attack, and, you know, they get beat up. And, yeah, so it's a whole thing. Jet Speed comes out, and, yeah. So I feel like the big stroke is, obviously, you want to do Takeshita Okada, take the belt off of Okada, and then turn Okada's attention to Hangman.
Yeah.
Especially with Omega coming back and looking beefy, dude. Is it just me?
He is looking beefy.
Extra beefy. Do we freeze or something? You got all serious looking.
Sorry, I should have checked my charge on my. Sorry, no, I'm good. I should have checked my charge on my earbuds because they are absolutely dying on me. I had to charge one.
Join the earlessness. It works.
No, because my microphone picks up everything because you guys are coming through desktop
audio. Get a good mic.
I have a good mic. I have a fucking Rode. Okay.
Well, if it picks up everything, mine doesn't pick up everything.
I know, but you're also. So when I'm talking to you guys,
Jamie, your mic doesn't pick up you half the time.
Yeah, that's true. And remember, I'm using recording software where my microphone is a separate entity than you guys, which are coming through a singular desktop source. So it's different for that. Anyway.
Is it, though?
I didn't catch what you guys said about anything, but we're just going to move forward. Ricochet, Gates of Agony versus the Ops for a trios title. I mean, super fun match. Very fun. Samoa Joe, Ricochet, yes please, all the time. Gates of Agony look really good too. They've looked a lot better in the past 6 months, I want to say.
I was watching this just thinking Gates of Agony would do really well in WWE.
Yeah.
I can see
that. And I like them. That's not talking down to them in any way, but they seem like they fit in better in WWE than AEW.
I mean, I could definitely see that. I could definitely
their style, their packaging, their look. They could easily go into whatever the bloodlines are called now.
Yeah.
I feel like they do really well over there.
I mean, the bloodlines have become as bloated as
there's so many.
Fourth rendition of NWO. I'm talking like Jeff Jarrett,
NWO Wolfpack, and then
who's got more kids?
I've gone past it. I've gone like Jarrett NWO and shit, right? You know, right? MVP does get involved. Takes a little cane in the back of Ricochet as his comeuppance for getting involved in the Hurt Syndicate match. You know, Ops wins, and then out come the Hurt Syndicate to fight with Ricochet in the Gates of Agony. And they're going to continue with that storyline. So there's that.
So quick note on that. I would not be surprised if they are just moving on from the MJF Hurt Syndicate stuff.
Just forget it ever happened and let's just go to the next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems that's getting dropped.
Yeah. I mean, it served its purpose and it was fine for the time, Jamie, but
no, it wasn't. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It wasn't fine. It was a shit sandwich that they were trying to get us to take a bite of, and the crowd and the internet all reacted the exact same way as they should have. Like, this is dumb. And then TK is like, you know what? This is dumb. I'm not good.
Yeah, I don't mind them pivoting from a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Jake Hager. They pivoted from him.
Everybody should pivot from Jake Hager.
we will get to that in due time.
All right. So before we get to that, y'all want to see a dead body? Because it's that time of year, folks. It's time for let's try and kill Darby Allin on live television time.
4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
I mean, the show begins them announcing a Falls Count Anywhere match between him and fucking Claudio. And you know it's going to be, let's try and murder Darby Allin for about 90% of the match. He's going to pull a couple of ridiculous shit out here and there. And then at the end, going to find a way to win, right? Everybody knew that's the playbook. Jamie's been saying this for literally years now. We have 301 episodic weeks of evidence to go back and see what the man has said about this. Okay? And that's what we got. Now, I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed the living piss out of seeing him get thrown around like a rag doll literally into everything inside and outside of that arena. I did enjoy it.
It's what Darby does, and he does it well. Human sandbag. Just getting tossed around. I do gotta say, did either of y'all catch any of NXT Heatwave?
No.
So like when Claudio Gorilla pressed Darby from the ring to the announce table,
Yeah.
Obafemi and is it Javion or Javon Evans? I don't watch enough to know. Javon. Okay. Obafemi and Javon Evans did like the exact same spot. And it was rad both times. But did want to shout that out because they had a really good main event match at Heatwave.
Okay.
But yes, this was just Darby getting slung around, which is what you want out of Darby Allin when he's on your TV.
Yeah. I mean, he pulls the obligatory, get a little rush of energy, climb up something, do a coffin drop, right? And then get beat up more.
So I did say I have an interesting take on this.
And
I do actually.
Oh, you do? Okay. What is your interesting take, Jamie?
So was it a typical Darby Allin match? Abso-fucking-lutely it was. Absolutely. But it was a little different. And I think it has a lot to do with where they were. And that's my interesting take because I did actually enjoy this match a lot more than a typical Darby Allin match because I think we all know I hate those. But they are in the house of hardcore. They are in the home of just ultra violence in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Like when you think of hardcore wrestling, you think ECW and fucking Philly, right? And that crowd was a very Philly crowd, and God love them. I mean, if there's one thing you know about Philly fans, they will let you know how they feel.
Philly fans are not bashful with their emotions. No, they are not.
Yeah. And I felt like this match paid a little homage to ECW and stuff like that. So for me, I will say I enjoyed a Darby Allin match.
Oh, wow. I actually liked it. I did like it. I mean, it was Darby Allin getting the piss beat out of him, but it was so fun. And the way Claudio sells it too is just it was fun.
Yeah, it was like Jamie said, it was ECW AF. This was Bam Bam Bigelow and Spike Dudley 30 years later.
Touche.
Only Sandman came out with a kendo stick. It would have been the only thing that topped it.
Yeah. Well, this is the first, so they're going to be here for a few more weeks, okay? And we got Collision as well, Death Before Dishonor this week as well for Ring of Honor. Going to be at the 2300 Arena. So, yeah, a couple more weeks in Philly. So that was the show. Oh, of course, Gabe Kidd comes out and beats up Darby a little bit more after the match. That's the whole thing. So, yeah, there's that.
Yep.
Okay, so there's some other stuff that I know we wanted to get to. Jimmy wanted to kind of lead us in to talk about a couple of these personalities, celebrities. There,
I think we have something that might resemble something like this on a much better face that might have some knowledge for us.
Oh, we're gonna stash this up. Okay,
we are gonna stash this up.
All right, let's get some knowledge here. We've been the sense beats out of us profusely, just like Darby Allin in a match against Claudio Castagnoli. Let's get some sense beat back into us.
And we're changing it up a little bit this week. Normally, the stash of knowledge is a fun time to talk about various things in pro wrestling. This week, it's more of a stash of rage because there have been so many dipshits in pro wrestling that we need to discuss. So we're gonna call some folks out this week. It was alluded to earlier, and a good transition is coming from Darby Allin getting murdered in the ring because another pro wrestler almost got murdered into the ring over the weekend. A gentleman by the name of Psycho Stu. And if you are online at all, you have clearly seen this clip because it is everywhere. It is so prevalent. I had someone in a meeting at my shoot job today, just because I know I'm a pro wrestler, ask about this particular viral clip. And that is the clip of one Raja Jackson, son of UFC Hall of Famer Quentin Rampage Jackson, almost murdering a man in a Knox Pro ring. Everyone involved and their whole wrestling business as a whole just look worse from all of this.
Yeah.
I won't go as far as to say it set wrestling back, but this definitely, anyone that had a negative opinion of pro wrestling, it was reinforced by this bullshit. So if you are disconnected from the internet, which if so, you're not watching the show right now anyway, but maybe you're living under a rock with internet access and you just don't social media, here's the quick rundown. There was a Knox Pro show over the weekend. Backstage before the show, this gentleman, Psycho Stu, goes up to this guy, Raja Jackson, who is not a wrestler. He's there doing a live stream on something called Kick that I'm not familiar with.
It's similar to Twitch, but it's supposed to be edgier, and they allow
it's just another place for assholes to project themselves onto the world. As far as I'm concerned,
it's live streaming 4chan is what it is, basically.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. So Raja Jackson is doing his live stream, and this guy, Psycho Stu, sees this guy backstage. I guess he's got a gimmick where he crushes beer cans on people's head. And he goes up and he crushes a beer can on this Raja gentleman's head, which the guy did not appreciate. And I don't blame him for that part of it. If I don't know you, I don't care if it's your gimmick. Don't come crush something on my head. Clearly, it was not damaging in any way. He was perfectly fine.
It's a beer can.
It was a beer can. I don't even think it was full of beer. I think it was just a can that was empty. They just crushed on his head. They got into some words about it, to which Psycho Stu apologized. Hey, brother, I didn't realize you were part of the show. Like, my bad. They seem to have cleared the air a bit. And then, because pro wrestlers are the dumbest fucking people on the planet, and I know being one and associating with many, another wrestler, I believe his name was AJ Mana, was like, hey, we're going to make an angle because they think this bullshit no one cares about that happens backstage needs to be brought out to the people. Like, this is gonna put butts in seats, as Tony Schiavone says. And I guess there's some match later where Roger's gonna do a run in and pay this dude back for the shit that happened backstage that probably no one coming to the show was watching on Kick in the first place. That's kind of where we're at. So the match goes down, and this is the clip most of you probably saw. Psycho Stu's got his back turned. Raja gets in the ring, picks him up, slams him to the mat. Now, the slam itself was not executed well. Psycho Stu clearly gets knocked unconscious. And even then, I don't know how long the Psycho Stu guy has been wrestling. It seems like quite a while. He seems well liked by many people, so I'm not disparaging him in any way. Hope he recovers and gets better and all that. I would not let some untrained MMA fighter slam me without working out that shit first. Because, like, slamming in MMA and slamming in pro wrestling are completely different. One is very dangerous. One is done as safely as possible. So he slams him, knocks him out, which that could be chalked up to a mistake for a guy that's inexperienced. That'll happen. Then he proceeds to mount Psycho Stu and rain 20 unprotected fists right to his face. And at that point, and I am not being hyperbolic in any sense here, that is attempted murder. Like, I don't understand how Raja Jackson's not been arrested yet, because he was on his Kick stream saying he was going to do this. Then he went into the ring and just rained down blows on this guy's unprotected face. That is attempted murder. Would y'all agree, or do y'all have a differing opinion?
No, I agree.
And the bad thing too was, I think, after the thing backstage, I watched that, and then like that dude, the AJ Mana dude, was just straight gassing him up. Oh yeah, you gotta get your receipt, man. You gotta get your receipt. You know what a receipt is, right? You just gotta get your receipt. Like, you can't let him make you like feel like this. And then, the adolescent minded man was reading his comments, and people are just saying, you're an idiot. I can't believe you let him do that. And he got punked out by them. So he goes in there and like knocks out the dude. Like, I think they said like 7 of his teeth.
He was choking on his own blood.
Yeah. 22. He's knocked out, and you punch him in the face as hard as possible 20 times. And everybody, even Rampage is trying to defend him. Oh, well, he got this and that. And he got it's like,
yeah. Then Rampage watched the whole thing. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah. It's like, all right, some dude does a thing, and you go back and you sucker punch him. Okay, cool, right? Right. You body slam him, knock him out, and then proceed to do all this.
Also, the AJ Mana guy should never be allowed near a wrestling ring again.
No.
That is not a receipt. First of all, receipt isn't a real thing in pro wrestling anymore. I will let y'all know. I'll pull the curtain back. Back in the day, a little bit more. But even back in the day, a receipt was if you're working a guy and he tags you a little hard and you let him know, like, hey, brother, lighten up. And then he tags you hard again. You give him one back just to let him know, like, that's what you're doing to me. Let's cut this shit out. Let's get back to working. A receipt is not, we shook hands, said everything was good. I'm going to run out and sucker punch you later and rain 20 fists onto your dome. Like, a receipt happens in the moment because someone's got to know to back off a little bit. A receipt is not, I'm going to go out there and hurt this guy. And the only people you ever hear talking about receipts are either old timers that are from a different era or just really shitty indie wrestlers that want to play tough guy out there and aren't really. Exactly. This whole thing was stupid. Then you had RVD and Mark Henry both coming out and defending Raja Jack. Which,
again, I don't know how anybody defends him. And
no, because even if your point is, well, yeah, he came up and smashed a can on your head.
Yeah, no, I understand that whole point, and that's fine. And that's why, that's why I say, okay, so he does the thing, he fucks. Okay, go out there and punch him in the face.
Exactly. If as soon as that beer can got smashed, he would have knocked him one. Okay, that's a still not a way adults should react to something that didn't actually hurt them. But at the time, you could say like, "Hey, don't mess with the wrong person." Some people have a short fuse, and so if he would have knocked him out right there on the spot, like still an overreaction, still not cool. But then you kind of understand that. This had nothing to do with that.
No, I'm gonna wait till a little bit later, and I'm gonna try to kill you.
So if you are reading the chats on your dumbass kick stream, and that is what is driving you to go assault and almost murder another human being, you're also a moron that should be locked up because like that's not how an adult should react to anything.
And just don't do kick, maybe come here to youtube.com/@TotalSpotfest or, go to Patreon, visit our friends over at Found City Pro. Let's do something a little different. Okay.
Yeah. Little different. So that was a big black eye for pro wrestling, but we're not done calling out dipshits yet.
Well, wait, there's more.
Another dipshit who has had almost a 20-year career in this business somehow named Jake Hager. That did an interview talking about his time in AEW. First of all, he calls out FTR. He says there was some big meeting where FTR didn't want to show up to work to do a job, and Tony came in and stuff. Not true at all, because FTR had receipts, shared Hager apologizing, saying, well, I said I wasn't sure it was them. If you were going to name drop someone, you better be damn sure it was them before you try and talk shit about them on the internet. But then he goes on to say he pitched a Groot gimmick where all he would ever say is, I like this, and people would understand what he's saying, which I'm glad they didn't do that. That was fucking stupid.
Wait. They did do that.
Oh, you didn't hear this?
No. They did do that.
He always said, I like this hat, but people would be like, oh, well, that's a great point, Jake. And then, whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He just said, I like this hat a lot, but it wasn't somewhere people like that was all he could ever say.
Okay.
Which I would not be sad about any gimmick that results in Jake Hager talking less, but that's still not going to be good TV. But the worst of his interview was rehashing this old dumbass talking point that Tony Khan is just some clueless billionaire just running an E-Fed, basically.
I know.
I thought we had put that to rest. Like, first of all, if you are part of any fandom, there is nothing you want more than some guy with a shitload of money who's a true fan getting into it. Like,
right.
That's how we have AEW. That is how this started. But AEW is a good show that has signed multi-year TV deals, that sells out pay-per-views, that puts on banger pay-per-view. Like, clearly that is not the case because this has turned into a legitimate weekly pro wrestling show that puts on great shows all the time. So can we please stop with this Tony Khan is a clueless billionaire? Does he have some faults as a leader manager? Probably. is pro wrestling better because he decided to put his billions towards forming AEW? Abso-damn-lutely.
Does it matter, Jamie?
I refuse to listen to a guy who was mid-card at best in WWE, came over, barely did anything, but tried to take all the credit for the Inner Circle and said that it was because of him. He was in Stadium Stampede and he did this and he did that. And it just sounds like somebody who felt like he was a lot bigger than what he thought he was and got just what he was offered to him. And now he wants to bitch about it and like try to put his old boss on blast. Sounds like Terrell Owens back in the 90s and early 2000s.
It does sound like T.O. Like, yeah.
It does. He also complained about Cena not wanting to put him over for the title back in the day, which was clearly the move because he had a title run. It wasn't good. But before we wrap up the stash of knowledge, since we're still on Jake Hager, I do have a little bit of knowledge, and this comes from a personal experience of mine.
Oh,
back in the early 2010 sometime, I'm working extra talent. For those of you that don't know, when you see police officers, security, EMTs run out as part of the show, those are all just local wrestlers they gave $200 to go hang out backstage, and we'll use you if we need you. But I'm backstage at a SmackDown taping because it was taped, not live at the time. And they're trying to cut a pre-tape promo with Jake Hager, one Jack Swagger at the time. And I'm just standing around in a hallway because I have fun to do in this afternoon. And I watched him have to reshoot the same 30-second promo no less than 30 times. Like, I don't remember what the promo was. I think they had eventually just scrapped it. But it was something simple. And he just could not deliver. It was like 30 plus times. They just kept, and I'm sitting here just mesmerized with a cup of coffee in my hand. Like, how many times is he going to try this? And it was way too many because it never worked.
Oh, joys.
I mean, I've heard stories about him, like when people just happen to see him or whatever, and they come up and try to talk to him and say hi or whatever. He shoos them away or says $10 and you can talk to me. Like literally,
I would pay him $10 to go away.
Dude, please.
Maybe one of these weeks on the stash, I'll do a rundown of all the times Austin Reddick randomly popped up on WBTV as an extra because it's several.
Oh, dude, we got we'll deep dive and look.
Yeah, we got.
I've got to do some research and go back and find like dates for these shows though.
I need dates. I need timestamps. I need we got. This is.
Oh,
just give me dates. I'll watch the whole show again.
Well,
I know where to find it.
I'll do some recording. I'm gonna clip and make a montage. That's what we need. Oh,
that'll be a fun one. Yeah, I do some research.
Well, this has been a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. So we do have a new champion. Congratulations to Jamie. We will find out if the depth grip of the evil one can be undone here at All Out. So build has already started. We got basically 2 matches more or less announced. Okay, one definitely, and let's be honest, Mox and Darby's happening, right? But build has started for All Out Toronto. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Give us a subscribe down below. Give us the big thumbs up. And we will see you guys next week. So, Jamie, take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I got 6 words for you. The belt's back with Daddy.
All right, guys.